What a year it's been to be fans of the Monster Trio, bro. I mean, seriously, when you look back to chapter 1000 up until this point, look at how many incredible Monster Trio moments that we've had. Some of the best moments for all three, for the Go with the Code, our world's strongest swordsman, and El Príncipe, all came within this year. And it's just been marvelous. And this last stretch that we've been on of incredible Zoro and Sanji chapters has just gotten my hype even higher. Which I don't even know how that's possible, but it's gotten my hype to the next level of what's gonna happen the next time that we get a peek, a glimpse at a roof piece. Because the last glimpse we got was in that panel with Zoro versus King, Sanji, and Queen, and then we saw the Go with the Coat con la chancleta. He got the chancleta and the Conqueror's Claw. Bro, next time we get up there, man, I'm telling you, Santa hats are gonna be flying. That's my observation haki talking, man. That's the deepest parts of my being. You know, Rayleigh talks about, yeah, haki is about reading other individuals and their personalities, and if you're able to do that, you can reach inside, you know, and truly see what they're going to do next. You know, it makes sense. It makes sense in terms of that being a major asset of observation haki and of haki just in general. If that's the case, all of y'all out there with observation haki, future sight, whatever it is, you know what's coming. You can feel it in the depths of your soul. Well, what's happening? Bro, Zoro and Sanji have had so many legendary chapters here back to back to back. Wait until we get back up to the roof, man. But yo, listen. What can I say about this week's chapter? I mean, come on, man. Yo, this man Sanji. This man, Kurohashi no Sanji El Príncipe, the burgundy in black, bro. The burgundy, yo. This dude proceeded to hit the nastiest Tekken Street Fighter Marvel vs. Capcom Dragon Ball Fighters combo. I mean, he took the Arlong Park combo to the next level. I mean, he added Tekken tactics. That was like a lot. And the fact that he had the Ifrit materia. He inserted the Ifrit materia, put it into his leg, did the stance. Oh, man, yo. What, dude? I mean, what more can I say? It's Ifrit, dude. It's Ifrit jump, baby. Like, and the thing is, I saw all the comments, man, talking about how the electricity happened, and it blew my mind on how sometimes during volcanic eruptions you will have like that lightning course through the skies. And so, yo, if that was truly Oda showcasing that at this point in time, Sanji created that lightning due to the vulcanization of his... Oh, man, that's hype. That is nasty. We're filthy, man. I'm telling you, like, we are absolutely filthy. Our crew is leaving this arc. We are emperors, man. The Go with the Coat, the world's strongest swordsman, and now El Príncipe being able to do what he's currently doing, man. Yo, just with those three, man. I don't even gotta talk about, yo, the rest of the crew has been going ham too. But just with those three, man, I mean, yo, people are gonna be sweating. Like, hold up. El Príncipe is gonna be sweating with this. Yo! Now, here's the thing. In regards to all of that, there's obviously been a few questions, which is what I want to talk about this week. It's going to be a short afterthought, so I don't really have much to add. But I do want to talk about two things, which has been the major topic of conversation within the comments section that I wanted to address. One of them being, is this Sanji's best fight? Which for me, you know that answer. And the number two being, is the fight over? Now, this one is very interesting. So I'm gonna try to connect the two. In terms of, is the fight over? For me, I'm half and half right now. If the fight is over, then this is Sanji's best fight for me. So I'm just putting it right then and there. If the fight's not over, then it has the potential to not only be my favorite Sanji fight, but be one of my favorite fights in the entire series, period. You know what I'm saying? So if Queen gets back up, there is more potential for more greatness. So I'm all down for that. But the reason why I love the ending of this week's fight, but before I get into why I love the ending, the reason why I thought initially that the fight ended right there is because the way that Who's fight ended, the Nami and Ulti fight, the Sasaki fight, all of those, I had no idea whether they were gone and down for the count. I had no idea. And so when we got that confirmation, it was like, oh, okay, so those battles ended. In Robin and Black Maria's case, you knew she was down. And so that was the major key difference in those battles and knowing whether one of them was down or not, right? So, and that's what's led towards the speculation of potentially they're going to come back up, releasing some sort of awakening. You know, you've seen the comments. You probably typed the comments, right? You know what I'm talking about. And so in regards to Queen, because he is, of course, one of Kaido's lead commanders here, it could very well be the case that he's not actually down for the count. And that this was just Sanji going up in like swimwear, and he gets kicked with Flag Narns, Queen comes back, and he starts doing some greatness. Now, I want to talk about those two possibilities, whether it's the fight is over or whether it's going to continue, and what we could get out of those two, right? So first, I'm going to go with the fight being over, because that one is much more simple. If the fight is over, the reason why I loved that conclusion much more than the original three that I was talking about, in the Nami no Uchi, which I still really enjoyed, Who's Who and Jinbei, which was very enjoyable in and of its own self, you know, the way that it was able to incorporate certain themes that have been very prevalent within the series, especially in regards to Jinbei, and push it into the forefront. The lore we got there was really good. And then, you know, Sasaki and Frankie being able to throw hands. But what sets Sanji versus Queen for me at the apex, right, in terms of, you know, Roof Piece is my favorite fight in this arc. But like right under it, it is Sanji and Queen, Zoro and King, and Robin and Black Maria. Like right there. And of course the Scabbards versus Kaido, you know, like those all are right there, right next to that. And for me, every single one of those fights has something different of value to bring to the table. What I love so much about Sanji versus Queen is the consistency that has been about it being Sanji overcoming himself before he can overcome Queen. It has been very consistent throughout this entire arc. He needs, or especially in the arc, but within this battle, specifically within this battle, having to overcome himself and his family, his connection to his family, having to accept himself in order to defeat Queen. We saw what he was before he accepted himself and what he was after he accepted himself. He was still going up in like somewhere. But once all this stuff started hitting, oh man, you just knew Sanji was a different animal. And so when 1031 came around, which is the chapter that really put this fight really, really high up there for me, was it was spectacular, because you saw his resolve, you saw what he was willing to do. You know, truly willing to become a monster in order to take out Queen. And so when you see what happened this week, and you see that panel where he talks about, you know, the exoskeleton, the super speed, all that stuff, that's him accepting what he has become. That is him accepting the genes that are inside him right now. His exoskeleton, himself. You know, him accepting what is inside right now. As he told Zoro, like, yo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to contain myself. I don't know what's going to happen. Which is why I need you to take care of it if things get out of hand. But I'm going to do me. I have no choice. And so you got to see all of that and being faster than sound. I mean, my dude is just, it's insane. You know, he was, of how fast he was. And all of that thanks to, of course, not only his own training, but also accepting himself and accepting the hand he's been dealt with, you know, of who he is. But you got to see it in the forefront in this week's chapter, with him having to literally fight off the abilities of his family members, having to fight off the Sparking Valkyrie, having to fight off the Henry ability, and so he was going up in like Somor against his brother's abilities. It's interesting he didn't go against Reiju's, but he was going into like Somor against his brother's abilities, and then he finally went up against Stealth Black. And the reason why I thought this fight ended right then and there, and it would have solidified most certainly its placement in my favorite Sanji fight as top one, is that he had to actually, like Oda putting it plain as day, that he actually had to defeat himself before he could progress. Which means that Sanji, the reason why Queen turned into Stealth Black there at the end, and Sanji defeated Stealth Black, was the representation that he needed to destroy what was previously there. The Sanji that was before, in order to become the Sanji that he is now. He needed to overcome that shadow that was within himself, which is what was already represented within him destroying the initial suit in the can. But to actually see him destroy the ability before his very eyes as the final attack in that Tekken combo using the E-Freak, all that stuff. It was just amplified tenfold because it was against Stealth Black. You know what I mean? So that's why I loved the way that ended and why I thought that was a perfect ending to the Queen fight. Now, if Queen gets back up, this has the potential to be one of the greatest fights in all of One Piece. And the reason why I say this is because if Queen gets back up and he's already utilized all the Germa technology, now it's going to be Queen's opportunity to do exactly what Sanji did, and that is to utilize his abilities. For Queen to say, you know what, I am going to defeat you utilizing my own abilities and my strongest attacks. Mine. Not your family members, not trying to stick it to Judge, mine. And so if Queen gets back up and he starts hitting all of these new Brachio bombs, whatever it is, these things that are exclusive to him, things that he made, not Germa, him. If he gets back up and he also has the self-realization that in order to defeat Sanji, he needs to overcome all of the pride and greed that he has inside to want to surpass Judge as a scientist and to want to put it in his face of like, oh, aha, I'm much better than you, whatever this is. In order to defeat Sanji, he needs to overcome that within himself. And so if he comes to that realization and he gets up and Sanji and Queen duke it out as two individuals that have accepted who they are and are willing to do whatever it takes in order to secure victory, we are in for a banger. It's already a banger. It's already, to me, top one Sanji fight just because of his internal conflict and his character moments. But if you get somebody else in there who has that conflict in himself, so that's where I'm at there. That's where I'm at there. The potential. There is a lot of potential. If Queen gets back up, there's potential to make this fight go even higher. Go even higher. All right? A lot of potential. So if the fight continues from this point on, I'm all down for it. Because that just means this is truly going to be something legendary. Truly. Like, Sanji versus Queen, Zoro versus King, and Luffy versus Kaido are going to go down in legend. Though these Guano fights are going to go down in the history of great One Piece fights. You know what I'm saying? So, if it continues, a lot of potential there. A lot of potential. If it's over, I'm good for the reasons that I stated. Because I just really loved, and just specifically in this fight, because, every other fight has provided its own value, which is why I've really enjoyed all of the Wano battles up until this point. The Scabbers versus Kaido, phenomenal, and it was consistent the entire way through on the message of that overall battle. Roof Piece, obviously, goated. You know, all of the fights with the Tobiropo and how they were all unique and provided a different kind of value and different kind of interest within those battles, allowing characters to progress in their own ways. And of course, we have that as well here within the Monster Trio battles, but specifically in Sanji versus Queen's battle, it's always from the very beginning of this battle, even preceding that, going back to whenever Sanji was getting tortured by Black Maria, it was always about this. It was always about relying on the other individuals that you care about and becoming a monster for the other individuals that you care about, having to overcome and go above how you feel about yourself in order to ensure that you can catch this dub. Putting your own feelings aside, tossing your dreams to the side, tossing your pride to the side. You know what Sanji did in this arc, bro? This man not only asked Robin for help. He would never put Robin in a dangerous situation, but he did it. He did it because there was something else he needed to do. Then he reached out to Zoro and asked him for a favor. Sanji would never do such a thing. He did it because this has been his journey throughout this arc. The consistency. And then in regards to when it comes to the things growing inside him at this point in time with the exoskeleton, the German technology within him, when he finally accepted that it's a piece of him, that it's a part of him, He destroyed the raid suit. He destroyed this dream he's had since he was a child. And said, you know what? I'm done with this. I am one of the wings of the Pirate King. His own internal monologue, where he talked to Luffy and he was like, yo, which one would you prefer, the assassin or me? And all those questions continued popping up. And then we got to see Sanji's answer. And we see exactly how much it took for him to defeat Queen. Because even though he has the regeneration and all these different things that he's had, we saw in this particular chapter that Queen was going ham on Sanji, man. And so when Sanji got back up and it was ready to go up in like swimwear, he had enough. He's had enough of getting beaten down, not just by Queen, but by his family's abilities. He said, we're not doing this. I'm taking care of the situation right here and right now. I don't care what it does to me. We're doing this. And so he utilized the Ifrit Jambe, which fully takes everything that he has already done up until this point and takes it to the next level. Not only that, but it's a risk because he truly is relying on the German technology in order, specifically just for the exoskeleton, right? For that part of his body to be able to handle what is about to come out of his leg. I mean, I'm going to assume the amount of force coming, the impact, the force, all this coming out of a man's leg is no joke. Sanji potentially could not utilize his ability unless he has this new exoskeleton / regeneration ability, because it would probably break his foot. You saw what happened when he fought against Virgo. They clashed, foot immediately shattered, immediately fractured. And we're talking about Black Leg Sanji, strongest foot in the game. His foot shattered. What do you think would happen against Queen, who is also a master of ornament, who also has a very hard skin? If he were to hit an attack of this magnitude on Queen, he's probably breaking his foot without the exoskeleton. So he needed to rely on his genes in order to be like, you know what? I don't care. I am winning this battle. I am overcoming myself, my own self-doubt, everything that has kept me from this point, but I'm still staying true to myself. That's what I love about this so much. He's attempting to overcome all of these things within himself that have continued to hold him back, while also staying true to himself so that he won't lose himself. And if he does lose himself, that's when Zoro's going to come in and take care of the job. And it's allowed for different stakes. It's allowed for a different kind of battle, which is why I love Sanji versus Queen so much. Because it's not the typical who's stronger than who battle. It's been a lot of internal conflict here. More so than in other battles. There's been a lot of battles that every battle has some sort of internal conflict, right? But in Sanji's case, this has been like the culmination of his character arc from Whole Cake Island up until now, and it's just absolutely insane. It's insane how it was able to be showcased in this type of manner, and it was really, really crazy seeing how it developed throughout all the weeks. And so to me, if the fight is over, if this is it for Sanji versus Queen, it is automatically already one of my favorite fights in the arc. And it's without question my favorite Sanji fight. Just because of that. Just because it took all of that. And how does the fight end? With him overcoming, truly defeating Stealth Black. Truly getting over the barrier which is Sanji. Getting over all of the stuff that's been holding him back for all these years. And I just love it. I love it. I really, really do. I really, really do. Because from a character standpoint, it's just really beautiful. And I could not speak higher of it. So if the fight is over, of course, we're going to switch to Zoro versus King next week. If the fight is not over, Sanji versus Queen continues next week with some more epicness and some more awesome sauce, some more potential possibilities for great character moments inbound, and I cannot wait for it, man. But let me know what y'all thought about this week's chapter in the comment section down below. Sanji versus Queen greatness. Let me know if it's your favorite Sanji fight in the series, and if you believe that the fight is over or whether it's going to continue, and what would you like to see if the fight actually does end up continuing. I look forward to seeing your comments down in the comment section down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Kurohashi no Sanji, man. El Príncipe, son.